Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. President Ali writes CARICOM chair over Venezuela's ESSEQUIBO imagery. AOAG blasts Venezuela over ESSEQUIBO provocation. Guyana cannot fight modern crime with outdated laws, says Attorney General. And 25 influential women leaders award ceremony set for May 9 at the Marriott Hotel. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, April 27 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what you need to know this evening. A fresh diplomatic firestorm is erupting after Venezuela's President Delcy Rodriguez was again seen displaying a controversial symbol claiming Guyana's ESSEQUIBO, this time in the presence of Caribbean leaders. Guyana's aviation sector is now hitting back, branding the move as provocative, offensive, and a direct affront to regional unity. Here is more. The Aviation Operators Association of Guyana has launched a blistering condemnation of Venezuela's latest symbolic maneuver, warning that what unfolded was not diplomacy, but deliberate provocation. At the center of the outrage, a brooch worn by Venezuelan President Delcy Rodriguez, depicting a map that falsely includes Guyana's ESSEQUIBO region as Venezuelan territory, while engaging leaders of the Caribbean community. The association did not mince words, describing the act as theatrical aggression, calculated to intimidate, destabilize, and disrespect Guyana on the regional stage. The condemnation comes just hours after Rodriguez wrapped up a second CARICOM visit, where the controversial emblem was again prominently displayed. The aviation body is now calling on CARICOM leaders to stand firm, warning that silence or tolerance risk legitimizing what it calls an unlawful claim. The ESSEQUIBO region, comprising roughly two-thirds of Guyana's landmass, remains at the center of a long-standing territorial controversy between Guyana and Venezuela. But Guyana maintains the matter was settled conclusively by the 1899 arbitral award, with the case now before the International Court of Justice for the final legal determination. Despite that, Venezuela has continued to assert its claim, often through symbolic and political gestures, including maps, referendums, and now diplomatic displays. The Aviation Operators Association warns that such acts are not harmless optics, but part of a broader strategy to rewrite history and challenge internationally recognized borders. However, Guyana's aviation sector is making it clear that ESSEQUIBO is not up for negotiation by symbol, speech, or spectacle. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Meanwhile, President Irfan Ali has formally written to CARICOM over what he sees as a dangerous new phase in Venezuela's campaign to project its claim to Guyana's ESSEQUIBO, warning that the use of regional platforms to display such imagery risks being read as tolerance or quiet acceptance of that claim. Here's that report.
In a letter dated April 28, the CARICOM chairman and the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Terence Drew, President Irfan Ali said he viewed with grave concern the public display of a map by acting Venezuela's President, Delcy Rodriguez, that allegedly showed Guyana's ESSEQUIBO region as part of Venezuela during official engagements in CARICOM member states. He warned that such conduct, especially in a CARICOM setting, goes beyond symbolism and carries serious diplomatic implications. The president made it clear that while Guyana respects the sovereign right of CARICOM member states to maintain bilateral ties with Venezuela, the use of those engagements to promote a territorial claim against a fellow member state is unacceptable. He said that kind of display, quote-unquote, risks being interpreted as acquiescence or tolerance, and argued that the community must remain vigilant in defending the principles it has long upheld. Ali described the move as, quote-unquote, calculated and provocative assertion of a claim that Guyana has consistently rejected and that is now before the International Court of Justice for final determination. He said Venezuela cannot use maps, symbols, legislation, appointments, or official displays to normalize what it has failed to establish in law while the case remains before the court. In his view, such conduct does not strengthen Venezuela's position, but instead undermines confidence in its professed commitment to peaceful settlement and good neighborly relations. The president also reminded CARICOM of its long-standing support for Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and referenced the ICJ's December 1st, 2023 order directing Venezuela not to take any action that would alter the status quo in the disputed territory or worsen the dispute. He reiterated that Guyana's borders are grounded in the 1899 Arbitral Award, which he described as a full, perfect, and final settlement. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Still in the region, Guyana has thrown Cuba under the bus, and it would be hypocritical for that country to tell Barbados to be its brother's keeper. This was related by political scientist Dr. David Hines during an exclusive interview with Nightly News. Antonio Day will tell you more.
Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, is facing criticism from Government Minister Priya Manichan for wearing a brooch depicting Venezuela's map with Guyana's Essequibo region included. Rodriguez was wearing the brooch during a recent meeting with Prime Minister of Barbados, MARRIOTT. Political scientist Dr. David Hines has called out Barbados and any other CARICOM counterpart that is mum on this matter.
And so these small societies, these small economies are being pushed by that tide of transaction. So whether it's MARRIOTT or Kamla or our president here, they're all being transactional.
Dr. Hines noted that Guyana emerges as a crucial player within CARICOM, but its treatment towards Cuba is now inherently haunting them. If Guyana can effectively foster unity among Caribbean nations, it may help navigate the transactional tendencies that now dominate regional politics, he reasoned.
So therefore, Dr. Hines, if I understand you correctly, Guyana is in no position to criticize the Caribbean because it's like they're doing the same thing.
So if me go there to Venezuela and talk to the lady with our territory on her chest and think, Cuba would say, look what you do to us.
Hines highlighted that Caribbean nations face the dilemma of balancing national loyalty with regional cooperation amid economic pressures. Prime Minister Motley has on numerous occasions vocalized the importance of regional integration and has praised Trinidad's stance against Venezuela's aggressive behavior. However, her more recent engagements with the Venezuelan regime suggest a complex balancing act.
I am arguing that at this time when we have this tide of transaction, we have to turn to culture as a means of surviving and then overcoming.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Attorney General Anil Nandlal says Guyana is moving ahead with an aggressive overhaul of its criminal justice system, warning that the country can no longer afford to fight modern crime with the current outdated systems, as criminal threats become more dangerous across the Caribbean.
Speaking at the opening of the Partnership of the Caribbean and the European Union on Justice, or PACE, Justice Program, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal said that the reforms now underway are not isolated fixes, but part of a wider drive to transform the justice sector through legislative change, digitalization, and stronger institutions. He pointed to the regional crime situation, noting that crime in the Caribbean is now being regarded at the highest level as a public health hazard. A description, he noted, underscores the seriousness of the problem and the urgency of a coordinated response. He admitted, however, that one of the biggest factors crippling Guyana's criminal justice system has been the continued reliance on weak data collection, paper-based operations, and poor digital links between key agencies,
which have contributed to bottlenecks in the work of the investigators, public prosecutors, and the court.
As part of the digitalization push, he said agencies are already beginning to benefit from new digital tools aimed at speeding up document preparation, recording testimony in magistrates' courts, and improving communication between institutions.
The hardware will ensure swifter preparation of documents for cases, for example, the typing of statements for criminal cases, the digitization of court documents, and the software will facilitate the recording of testimony in magistrates' court and faster communications between the agencies.
Looking beyond local reform, the Attorney General said that Guyana is also preparing for emerging threats such as cybercrime and is already involved in international discussions on a global cybercrime treaty. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Make your home look great with sash windows from Gaffurs. They're fitted with 4mm thick glass, with a male and female frame that's easy to join. Comes with a built-in mosquito screen. You can adjust the opening for ventilation to suit yourself. And it has a safety locking mechanism too. Yes, Gaffur's sash windows not only look good, they've got all the great features that make them the best design in windows anywhere. Get Gaffur's sash windows for the perfect fit and finish for your home from the MacDoom Mega Store and Gaffur's outlets of Parika, Means, Land of Canaan, Rose Hall, Beatty, Kanji, and Diamond. Call 223-9896 for more information anytime. Gaffur's, the name you can trust.
It's Mother's Day. Say I love you in a way she'll never forget. Celebrate your mother, grandmother, wife, aunt, or that special woman in your life with a beautiful personalized Mother's Day greeting on HGP TV. Send us 2 photos of mom and a heartfelt message of up to 80 words. Our team will professionally create a short tribute video in-house to be aired on television and across social media on Mother's Day. Let her smile. Let her feel appreciated. Let the world know how special she is. Only $2,000. Book your Mother's Day greeting today. WhatsApp or call now 657-1706 or 687-0575. HGP TV Mother's Day greetings, because moms deserve more.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. We tell you now that nearly 2 weeks after a deadly construction collapse at Atlantic Gardens, East Coast Demerara, new details are emerging from the Labour Ministry. The incident, which claimed the life of a 46-year-old construction worker and injuring several others, is now part of a troubling national workplace safety tally. Here is more. Labour and Manpower Planning Minister Keoma Griffith has confirmed that the death of construction worker Radish Domingo is among 13 workplace fatalities recorded between January and April 2026. Domingo, a resident of Monrepo, lost his life on April 15 when a 2-story building under construction owned by Buddy Shivraj at Atlantic Gardens collapsed while he and other workers were completing sections of the roof. Speaking on the sidelines of an occupational safety and health symposium, Minister Griffith revealed that the Ministry of Public Works is currently finalizing its report into the fatal incident.
We've spoken with our partners at the Ministry of Public Works, and they are currently, I think the assessment has been completed, or it should have been completed by now. So we're awaiting that report, which is going to inform some of the steps that we are going to take.
The collapse, which was captured on security cameras, also left 7 other workers injured. Authorities had reported that Domingo was trapped beneath the rubble when the structure gave way. On Tuesday, the Labour Minister provided an update on those injured.
My team has been checking in. I understand that there has been no hospitalization at this point in time. Those who require treatment, they have been treated and they've been dispatched. But of course, a family is grieving the loss of somebody. And so we continue to grieve with them, and we are offering as much support as we can to the grieving family.
He added that the government is offering support to the affected families as investigations continue into the circumstances surrounding the collapse.
My team has been in contact with the family, and conversations are happening.
The tragic incident remains under active probe by both the Guyana Police Force and the Labour Department. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindya Prasad, says reports of sexual abuse are slightly down for the early part of 2026 compared with the same period last year, but she's warning that the figures cannot be read at face value. Here is more.
According to the Minister of Human Services and the Social Security, Dr. Vindya Prasad, the early numbers for 2026 show a decline in sexual abuse cases of at least 30 when compared with the corresponding period in 2025. But she made it clear that the drop should not be viewed in isolation, especially against the wider pattern of reporting seen in Guyana over the past several years. Looking at the longer trend, Prasad said annual reports in 2019 and 2020 were just above 130 cases. From 2021 to 2025, however, those figures climbed significantly, ranging between roughly 200 and 240 cases per year. In her view, that rise did not necessarily mean sexual abuse had suddenly become more widespread. Instead, she argued that it reflected a major shift in how willing and able victims were to come forward.
There was no 914, there was no iMatter app, and there were none of the reporting channels that were introduced from 2021 onwards.
Prasad also linked the trend to public education, arguing that many people still do not fully understand what qualifies as sexual assault under the law. She said some fail to grasp that once consent is not given, the act crosses a legal line.
What we found was that a lot of people might have been experiencing this, but they were not reporting anything because they didn't feel that anything would happen.
Against that backdrop, the ministry is continuing to strengthen awareness and reporting efforts. Prasad said a new national campaign this year will focus on understanding the power of saying no, particularly in schools and other institutions.
Even sexual assault as defined by the law, people don't understand sometimes when they say no, it is no.
Prasad posited sexual abuse figures cannot be separated from the systems that influence whether victims feel safe enough to report. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Despite girls' school attendance soaring, they are once again falling behind in mathematics. This is according to a study done by UNESCO. One policymaker believes to frontally address this problem locally, the minister with responsibility for the education sector must shift her focus and her attention on more tangible interventions rather than on her many sojourns around the world. Marvin Cato reports.
Member of Parliament representing a Partnership for National Unity, Ganesh Mahipal, in an exclusive interview with Nightly News, said while he understands the study done by UNESCO, which shows that despite girls attending school more often, they are once again falling behind in mathematics, Mahipal says this is a clear case that gender gap in mathematics is widening and is concerned that interventions that ought to have been done for the increase in performance in mathematics requires more than what currently obtains.
A greater focus ought to be placed on more interventions because we want to ensure that we provide the best result. I don't think Sonia Parag is focusing on education as much as she's focusing on traveling.
He said there has been some interventions made by the ministry. However, it is inadequate according to the MP. With CXC and NGSA examinations mere hours away, the Ministry of Education weeks earlier rolled out a few programs. Their flagship projects focused on improving performance in mathematics with math 10s and extra lessons for students countrywide.
I hope these results don't reflect poorly, and the blame will definitely have to be placed on her and her leadership style. But we'll have to wait and see.
He said in Guyana, there is no lack of opportunity for either gender. The opportunity is there for all of the children to attend school, and there is significant work being done to improve educational infrastructure and education itself. However, he believes the focus should be placed on maximizing participation at the level of teaching in the classroom. The importance of teachers spending time with the students in the classroom is significant, and also making the environment more conducive for teachers so that they will have the appetite to deliver the content and the curriculum, especially in far-flung regions, and not just isolating the resources to Central Georgetown and the coastland, he noted. The Widening Gender Gap in Mathematics, published by IEA, Education in Partnership with UNESCO, shows that boys outperformed girls in mathematics at the end of primary school in 8 out of 10 education systems in 2023, compared to 4 out of 10 in 2015. Similar trends are also emerging in lower secondary education. Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. CVON's waste management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call CVON's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Antonio Day will tell us now that the Guyana Marriott Hotel is set to host the 25 Influential Women Leaders Award ceremony on Saturday, May 9. The conference is geared at celebrating the remarkable achievements and contributions of women leaders who are making significant impacts in their communities.
On Saturday, May 9, 2026, the ambience at the Guyana Marriott Hotel will be filled with exhilaration and gratitude as 25 influential women will be honored for their remarkable achievements and contributions to nation building. The 25 Influential Women Leaders Awards was co-founded by Lindell Dancy Black and Michelle A. Nicholas, both of whom have positively impacted their communities. In an exclusive interview with Nightly News, Lindell Dancy Black, Managing Director of Cerulean Incorporated, discussed the significance of a special event taking place just one day before Mother's Day, which falls on Sunday, May 10.
So we are in our 7th year. We have awarded 150 women leaders across Guyana, and this year we are adding on 25 women leaders to that 50 cohort.
Each year, this gala event draws an audience of more than 400 individuals, including influential figures from various sectors. Attendees include executives, entrepreneurs, innovators, and change makers who gather to recognize the transformative work of women in leadership positions.
It is a celebration of women all around. There are several activities and events happening that celebrates the work and voices of women.
The event not only honors these leaders, but also fosters connections and inspires future generations of women to pursue leadership roles, Black explained.
Several initiatives and activities have happened as a result of coming into the 25 Influential Women Leaders Award room. Because when you sit with leaders, conversations are different.
Guyana is fortunate to have spaces where women in leadership can take the forefront, showcasing their resilience, strength, and contributions to society. Black, in closing, noted that registration for the 25 Influential Women Leaders Awards premieres at 5:30 p.m., while the award ceremony commences at 6:30 p.m. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Guyana, up your cash. Over 100 winners. More than $2.5 million in cash and prizes up for grabs. Win cash every week. Plus a chance to up your cash to $500,000. And that's not all. Win back your grocery bill up to $20,000 cash every week. Just grab any Buster Turbo Energy Drink, Fruitopia, Oasis flavored water, Fruita, or Viva Sparkling flavored water. Look for the code starting with BB, then visit at Buster Guyana on Facebook or Instagram for details. Up your cash today.
This Saturday and Sunday, come down to Gafour's all-new home and office center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. We got everything to fix up your place. Recliners, TVs, refrigerators, chandeliers, kitchen appliances, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, toys, back-to-school bags, all under one roof at prices you can't beat. We open Saturday from 7:30 to 4 and Sunday from 9 to 4. And here it is. You getting 10% off store-wide every Sunday. So don't miss this opportunity to save big. Call 223-9896 or come down this weekend to Gafour's all-new home and office center upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. Gafour's, the name you can trust. See you there.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio D. Here's what you need to know as we begin with news coming out of the region. Barbados and Venezuela are strengthening bilateral relations with initiatives in trade, economy, culture, and energy. Prime Minister MARRIOTT met with Venezuelan acting President Delcy Rodriguez, who highlighted Barbados' role in increasing Venezuela's hydrocarbon production and ensuring energy supply. MARRIOTT emphasized the global concern over energy prices and the need for cooperation during international oil crisis. Rodriguez said that there was a role for Barbados in joining Caracas to increase the production of hydrocarbons in Venezuela, and that we can also guarantee the supply and safety for the energy to the people of Barbados in the future. She told reporters that Bridgeton wanted the cooperation in energy to extend beyond fossil fuels and to also include renewable energy. Continue with news in the region. The Caribbean community, known as CARICOM, signed 6 agreements with GIS on Monday to support the delivery of a major new program of German-funded technical cooperation. It said that the agreement, value at €31.9 million, will be implemented over the period of 2026 to 2029 by GIZ on behalf of the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, in collaboration with the CARICOM Secretariat, regional institutions, and national partners. The CARICOM Secretariat said that the agreement marked a key step in operationalization of the Memorandum of Understanding on Technical Cooperation between CARICOM and the Federal Republic of Germany, signed in February 2025. CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett, who signed the agreements on behalf of the 15-member grouping, welcomed Germany's continued partnership and underscored the strategic importance of the program to CARICOM's development objectives. GIZ's Regional Director for the Caribbean, Jasmine Ellis-Jones, reaffirmed her organization's commitment to working closely with CARICOM and regional and national partners to ensure the successful and timely implementation of the projects and delivery of tangible results for the people of the Caribbean. And finally, in international news, The United Arab Emirates said on Tuesday that it was quitting the oil producers group, OPEC, as the unprecedented energy crisis triggered by the Iran war exposes discord among Gulf nations. The loss of the UAE, a long-standing OPEC member, could create disarray and weaken the group, which has usually sought to show a united front despite internal disagreements over a range of issues from geopolitics to production quotas. UAE Minister Suhail al-Masrouli told Reuters the decision followed a review of regional energy strategies. He stated that the UAE did not consult with Saudi Arabia. OPEC Gulf producers face challenges shipping through the Strait of Hormuz due to Iranian threats against vessels. Mazarui said that a move in which the United Arab Emirates will also leave the OPEC grouping would not have a huge impact on the market because of the situation in the strait. That has brought us to the end of the regional news. I am Antonio Day. Do have a great rest of the evening, and goodbye for now.
Let's join Delvin Neblet now for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, April 28, 2026. We begin tonight with rugby. Guyana's Green Machine suffered a disappointing loss to Bermuda in their Rugby America's North 15s encounter at the National Park in Georgetown on Saturday. After a fiercely competitive match, Bermuda secured a narrow 4-point victory, winning 9-5 as Guyana's unforced errors inevitably brought their demise. Lionel Holder scored Guyana's solitary try as the visitors converted 3 penalties in a winning effort. Into bodybuilding, Guyana's Rosanna Fung recently featured at the IFBB 2026 Malta Pro Show at the Doubletree by Hilton in Kwara over the weekend. Competing in the women's bikini fitness category, Fung once again proved to be a global contender as she secured a second-place finish behind Agnès de la Fosse of France. Into basketball, despite a commendable effort, Guyana's basketball delegation finished 0-3 at the 2026 South American Youth Games 3-on-3 Championships. Team Guyana suffered losses against hosts Panama and Brazil on day 1 before suffering a narrow 14-17 loss to Venezuela in their final fixture. Into cricket, action continued with day 2 of the third fixture in CWI's regional 4-day series between the Guyana Harpy Eagles and the Windward Islands Volcanoes at the Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua and Barbuda on Monday. Resuming on 22 for 1, the Volcanoes were bowled out for 223 in 71.3 overs as Kavim Hodge top scored with 74. Kudakish Moti was once again the pick of the bowlers for Guyana, taking 4 for 52. Batting in their second innings, the Harpy Eagles ended day 2 on 44 for 2 from 24 overs. Finally, in horse racing, the Port Moran Turf Club's 2026 Easter Cup horse race meet has once again been postponed due to the inclement weather. Rescheduled for last Sunday after initially set for the Easter weekend, organizers expressed their disappointment but maintained that postponement was in the best interest of the horses' safety. Details on the new race day are expected to be released in a timely manner. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblet reminding you to stay in the game.
President Ali writes CARICOM chair over Venezuela's ESSEQUIBO imagery, warns against tacit acceptance. AOAG blasts Venezuela over ESSEQUIBO provocation. Guyana cannot fight modern crime with outdated laws, as Attorney General. And 25 influential women leaders award ceremony set for May 9 at the Marriott Hotel. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.